afternoon, Kalan
Hi.
Navinder. Welcome to the Sustainable World Conclave 2024. So here are a few questions for you. Shall we start?
Yeah.
You just attended the panel discussion. So what are your key takeaways from the discussion?
Well, the panel discussion was a really wonderful thing to happen, and at the right time when all the companies and the industries are figuring out ways to get into the act of becoming more sustainable. I think the keynote address regarding the water credits was something new and something which I think India can lead the world in this, because India's water table and groundwater is really being affected a lot. After that, we had lovely two sessions, three sessions in fact. One was about data, one was about the financing, and one was about the skilling of employees. I think all three very relevant topics. What they brought about is that it's high time that corporates start looking at this seriously and taking some credible actions to close the gap between the what we want to achieve in the sustainability field and what we are doing presently. And one thing which came out very clearly is now there is no more theory left. There was all these past few years people have been grappling with the idea of ESG. Now generally everybody knows what's ESG, and as looking traditionally, India has always been in the historical times, India has always been a sustainable country, and it has been following all the environmental norms in a very natural way. I think time to get back to those kind of interventions where we can, have that kind of impact on the society.
All right. So if I ask you, with more consumers demanding sustainable products, how can businesses adjust to meet those expectations?
Well, to be very frank, businesses have no choice to adjust. They have to reinvent themselves. The adjustment becomes a problem, because when you start adjusting, you start covering up, you start hiding things. Doesn't work in the true sense. So businesses have to reinvent ways. They have to shed some of the ways, and they have to take up new ways. That's the way forward.
Okay. So, my next question to you would be, how do you see consumer behavior influencing industries to adopt more sustainable practices, and how can companies use this shift to drive change?
I'll take this latter part first. Companies don't have a choice. The consumers are customers, and if customers want something, companies have to deliver, or they have to go out of the whole game plan. So, customers and consumers are becoming more and more aware every day. You'll be surprised that people who buy products nowadays, they go into the depth of how it was made, where it was made. I personally love to dine in restaurants which give me a clear view of what are the products, what are the ingredients, and whether they are organic or not. So likewise, I think consumers are becoming very aware, and they are the driving force for the market, and they are so aware today that they will dictate the terms in the times ahead.
Okay. My last question to you would be, as green consumerism grows, how can brands communicate their sustainability efforts without falling into the trap of greenwashing?
Well, as I brought out earlier also, now is the time to become candid and real in your communication and conversations. World has become aware. So if you start, hiding information, or you start withholding information, that can only happen for you for some time. It will slowly, get noticed. So in your communication, in your reach out, in your branding, you have to include everything that you are really going to do, and not just about wishing for something to happen. So that is something which I feel companies have to become real, and they have to become candid about it.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your lovely insights. It was